Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast, Season 2. We are 4 months after we finished last year, so...
4 months.
Yeah, close to 4 months, so...
Which I'm pretty upset about, by the way.
No, but I mean, we had a lot going on.
I get all my fans messaging me on Facebook and stuff, asking me where the podcast is, and I had to tell them it's your fault. You're going to get a lot of hate mail, by the way.
If anyone's actually listening. But, so, I mean, yeah, it's been 4 months, and it was winter. So, holidays, why don't we share what we've been doing, what's new, where were we for the last 4 months, what were we doing? I want to start with you. You went to...
So, I went to Argentina. I left December 27th. I was there for 3 weeks. It was probably like the longest vacation I've ever taken. It was really exciting. It was nice seeing family. And, I had a great time. I
just realized that before you left for Argentina, though, we had our holiday party.
We did, yes.
I think
which is awesome.
Yeah, it actually was a really, really big success. Before the last season ended, we were talking about some things that we could do for our clients and generating branding and awareness and whatnot, and the client party was one of them. And at the time,
so that's it. We're done with my vacation. That's
it. I realized that was really boring topics. No, we'll get back to that. But we were at the time we thought that we actually weren't going to be able to have a client party.
Right.
And as much as we wanted to do it, it was just we were approaching the holidays and we hadn't done any planning towards it. So we ended up putting it together pretty quickly. And
you did most of the work, though. You can take the credit. Go ahead.
Relatively, yeah. Well, because I did all of the work, it led to a lot of stress and a lot of overwhelming panics because.
Not for me.
Yeah, no, you had a good time, right? You were drunk. I saw the videos. So I was very nervous leading up to it because obviously we were investing a lot of time and effort and money into making it right, and the fact that we were rushing to do it was kind of making me nervous that we weren't going to be able to pull it off, and I was worried that the venue wasn't going to work out, that we weren't going to have enough food, that people weren't going to show up, that the band wasn't going to show up, and so...
My concern was actually entertaining so many people that didn't quite know each other.
Yeah.
Having to spend like little bits of time in a lot of different places within the room and having to just talk to everyone. That's what I was worried about. And people not showing up.
Yeah. But you know what the interesting thing is? And it goes with any type of event plan, I'm sure. You get in your head when you're on the hosting side of it because some of the things that I was panicking about or worried about, things like the food not being ready in time or the food not being good or maybe, the bar being slow or whatnot. When you really think about it, if you're going to an event and those things happen,
you don't think anything of it.
You don't think anything of that.
No, it doesn't matter.
There might be some people that do, but for the most part, people probably don't even notice that.
Right.
They're there, they're
they don't
socializing.
Know what the plan is.
Right.
So how can they compare? How can they be mad?
And so, the closer that we got to the event, the more I tried to kind of get out of my head and understand, these people really, they're here to just socialize and go out to dinner, really. They're not expecting anything.
Right.
And so, but fortunately, looking back on it, it really could not have gone better. I mean, we had the perfect amount of people there. People were actually socializing with new people. They were getting to know new people. They were comfortable with one another. The band was awesome.
Sure was.
We had.
I'll give them a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Juicebox. Yes, we get a discount next time.
Yeah, Juicebox band was phenomenal. They definitely delivered, and it was just a great time. And so I'm really glad that we actually decided, as short notice as it was and as rushed as it may have been. I mean, we ended up having a really good time, and we got it on video. We had a really good video production made of it, which memorialized it. And so now we can look back on it and remember all the good times.
It was a good way to end the year.
It was. Sure. It really was.
So now can we talk about vacation?
Yeah, I guess so. So you went to Argentina? Tell us again.
Well, actually, I finished already. What did you do? That was it. I had nothing else to say.
No. But actually, all jokes aside, that was your first time there.
Yeah, but didn't you go away for like 2 days?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that. But you, first time back in what, 18 years?
18 years.
18 years. So you...
You know what the crazy part about that was? It was I hadn't been there in such a long time, but it didn't feel weird at all. And I talked to you about this already, but somehow I felt at home. I just felt right at home. Like it wasn't weird being in a third world country, I guess. Not really, but But it was just weird. I mean, when I left there, I was 12 years old, and now coming back into this small town where everybody kind of knows each other. It was I don't know. I just felt it felt right.
How small is that town actually?
I don't know. Like,
But so by comparison here to the U.S., I mean, it compares to how? To
I guess
Haven,
West Haven, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, but it's actually probably smaller. But they did expand a lot. Actually, there was a lot of new stuff. But by day 2, I was driving myself around. Like I knew my way around already.
You were driving while you were down there?
It was crazy. That was not fun. They
So
don't know how to
clearly they
drive.
have no
They're
laws
crazy.
or
No, they're
standards
insane.
whatsoever. Okay.
They're insane. They don't know what a stop sign is. Probably because it's in English. But but no. So I just felt I just felt right at home from day 2, and I was walking everywhere
Day 2,
myself.
what happened on day 1?
I didn't feel at home. Day 1 took me a little while to get used to it. But no, that was a great time, and I definitely didn't want to come back, but I was at the same time excited to come back to work.
Yeah, 3 weeks is a long time.
It is. I was never away for that long.
Yeah,
so.
that's tough. I mean, so I went to Colombia, and it was my first time back in 15 years.
It's not a competition, man.
No, it kind of is. You're stealing my thunder. No, but so I was obviously it was mixed bag of emotions because it was an eagerness to go back because it had been so long. There's family there that I hadn't seen in those 15 years. My parents live there now, and so I was very eager to kind of see how they've been living the last 2 years and spend the holidays with them. I had never spent the holidays in Colombia. I had never even spent the holidays in warm weather. So I was looking forward to that part of it, but then the part of having to leave work and I was only gone for 12 days. That alone was stressing me out. And I mean, when I go away, but with the exception of when I was younger, when we used to go for months at a time, as for the time that I've been an adult, it's been 3, 4, 5 day getaways, quick trips. And so being away for over 2 weeks or for almost 2 weeks in another country, limited service, having to always be connected to Wi-Fi and whatnot to make sure
with more liability at home now.
And that's the other thing. Like at the time we were a little over a year in, and so fortunately everyone really, really came together and held their own, and I really was able to actually check out completely the time that I was there, and the best part about it was that I was very trusting of the team that was here because at the same time our trips overlapped. There was a time when I was gone and you were gone, and so.
And it was also Christmas, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I'm sure it's a combination of me changing my mindset and really forcing myself to make time for myself and to not worry so much about work and making sure that I'm with family and with my parents, and I need to spend that quality time with them.
You're already there. You might as well enjoy it.
But at the same time, it was, and I think that there's more. It was more of this than the former, which is I actually felt really good about leaving the team here, and I trusted them, and I was completely confident in their capabilities of running the office.
Them, not me included? What do you mean?
No, because you weren't here. And
Oh,
if
that's
anything, I would have been more worried if you were here running the
I'm
office.
definitely a liability, yeah. I don't blame you. My biggest fear was actually losing. I mean, we were doing so well when we left that I was afraid to be gone for 3 weeks. No, you don't say it. Then you're gonna say something stupid. I was gone for 3 months. I was afraid of losing, that.
3 weeks.
How much did I say?
Months.
Oh,
Well, mentally,
it felt like
you were
3
gone
months,
for
yeah.
3 months. Yeah.
I was afraid of losing that momentum that we had, that rhythm that we
Yeah.
had, and it's hard to adapt after being gone for so long. But
I mean, it's
it
hard
was
enough to
fine.
come back
Yeah.
from the holidays, let alone a 3-week trip,
Yeah.
in another country or whatnot. So yeah, that definitely was part of the reason why I was anxious
God,
about
you were
the
gone
trip.
for a week and you're talking this long about it? My introduction to my trip was 30 seconds, dude.
Well, sure. Well, maybe what about? No, I guess you're right. We could probably move on from it because we're spending too much time on this.
Anyways,
So aside from our trips, you have had something exciting going on in the last few months then that you haven't really been sharing with your fans that supposedly have been asking so many questions about you. So
well, I answer them online. I don't want, that's all they need to know.
the DMs.
The DMs, yeah. So while I was in Argentina, a really good property came on the market on the MLS, and I just decided to put an offer on the property.
It was while you were there?
It was while I was there. I put the offer in while I was there,
Oh, interesting.
without even seeing the house or anything like that. I don't know if it was smart or not, but fast forward 2 months later.
Was it?
1 month,
I mean, you're
month
still
and a
under
half,
contract, so.
I'm still under contract. We got past the inspection, which went all right. There was a few big things wrong with the property, but they're all getting fixed by the seller. So I'm pretty happy about it right now.
Good. So you want to share any details on it? Obviously not stuff that you can't share, but
so it's
multi-family house?
It's a 3-family house. I mean, as you guys already know, I am looking for a multi, so it's a 3-family house in New Haven. I mean, it's a good house. It's a solid house. It's a big place. 2 of the units are already rented out of the 3, so it financially it made a lot of sense.
So based on some of our earlier episodes last year, you mentioned that you were very much focused on the returns and the numbers and making sure that those work. So how does that compare?
They're strong here. They're strong. They're like me.
Good, right.
They're like me. Yeah.
Okay, so you need to go somewhere because you're like having a conversation with you right now.
No. They're good numbers. They're good numbers. Like I said, the second and third floor alone pay for the mortgage itself. So I mean, that's good. And now that the seller agreed to help me with a few things, can I talk about that? Yeah, right.
I mean, obviously not some specifics, but yeah.
The fact that I'm getting a roof, can I say that? Oh, oops. So I'm getting a roof. And I'm getting a lot of help with the closing costs of the house. So out of pocket, it's just such a small investment from my end compared to the purchase price that I think it's a home run.
Good.
And honestly.
So I mean, I know that towards the end you were getting a little bit impatient, but really looking back, it was how long were you in the market? 4 months was it, if that?
Yeah, but 3 to 4 months. When in the great scheme of things, when you're talking about buying a house, I mean, it's not a long time.
Right.
It's just that I was putting a lot of offers in. It's not like I wasn't actively looking or actively trying. It's just that I was looking for something that would make as much sense as this one did.
Right.
So I'm glad it took that long because I got to this one. So it's good.
So what are your immediate plans with it? I mean, do you already have? I mean, how much work is there? Any work to do on the floor that you're gonna?
Yeah. So I have to do some work in the kitchen. I need appliances. Do I have to have appliances?
To live?
I guess I can order pizza, right? So I need to get a stove, a fridge. I had to fix up some cabinets. I have to paint, redo floors, carpet,
have you
stuff
put any
like
thought
that.
into any of that?
Where am I going to get the money from? No, not yet. I'll let future me worry about it.
Types of updates? You refinish flooring? Or are you going to do carpet? Or
No, I'm going to do floor. I'm going to do floor. I don't think carpet would make sense. I'm going to do floor, and it shouldn't cost too much. It shouldn't take too long. Hopefully within 30 days, it's ready for me.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I should be closing hopefully in about 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Yeah, I hadn't asked when your closing date was.
Yeah,
I see that you've missed it several times
Yeah.
in your
My video? In my update?
No. In our what am I trying to say? In our transaction manager, I see that you've missed the dates a couple of times.
No one knows what you're talking about. Move on.
Well, I had forgotten that I didn't know when you were closing on it. So
yeah, just waiting for the roof to get done.
Nice, awesome. So long term, do you already have in mind what you'd like to use this to propel you into? How you'd like to leverage this, or what maybe a year and a half, 2 years from now, you'd like to?
Another multi, definitely another multi. I'm not looking for a single family house yet. I have no need for the single family, so definitely another 2 or 3 unit house, and hopefully this sets me up for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially given the numbers that you're getting with that house, it seems like a good way to leverage that and build a good portfolio. So
the second one is a little more difficult due to the larger, down payment, but it's still achievable.
Nice.
If I don't go out and eat out so much.
Which have you stopped doing?
Nope.
Was that part of your 2020 goals?
Nope.
Speaking of, how are you doing with your 2020 goals? We left off last year that
I'm buying a house.
That's true. But so you had mentioned that there were a lot of systems that you wanted to put in place. You wanted to kind of structure your day a little bit more, have some sort of procedure to follow and policy to follow, because you were kind of all over the place. And so have you brought some organization and some systems to your life?
Not nearly as much as I need to.
And does that mean any?
Yes.
You have? Okay.
Yes. I have been traveling a little bit more. We went to San Diego. I went to Texas. So I have been showing up here a little bit earlier than usual. Not today or yesterday.
Which, by the way, so you were in Argentina until mid-January.
Yep.
A week later, you went to San Diego. Then a couple weeks, you went to Texas. And now we're
YOLO
today. So how
People
much
still
work
say
have
that?
you really done?
Not enough, honestly. But No, definitely a long way to go. I mean, those trips to San Diego and Texas were training classes and stuff like that. So definitely worth the investment.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely a long way to go. Definitely a long way to go. Next year for sure, though.
Yeah, 2021 for sure.
Yeah, that's my year.
I mean, at the rate that you're going, you have a couple of trips planned already, and so
yes,
you're not going to be working anytime soon.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So, so I guess we also talked about stuff on the company side and how we as a company could also organize ourselves and bring a little bit more structure and systems to our day-to-day stuff. And we've been slowly working towards it. We created some schedules, monthly schedules for training, for seminars. I've been really focusing on running those trainings and those seminars, and we've been focusing on the one-on-one coaching. We've been bringing lenders in and attorneys to kind of speak to our newer agents about not just the transaction in general, but stuff that can come up, issues, and how to handle those things. And so we've had some changes on our on the company side as well, and it's
a lot of changes actually, a lot of structure.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, it's sometimes difficult appreciating all the progress that we're making when.
Well, it's a little at a time, but if you think about right now to last year.
No, you're right, and that's what I was going to get at. It's been 2 months, and more times than not, I find myself pretty stressed and overwhelmed with everything that I have that we have on our plate or that I'm working on, and I don't appreciate enough how much progress we've made.
Yeah,
and even in the last 2 months.
I don't know if you realize this, but now we're able to keep the lights on past 5 p.m. Have you realized that? Last year we couldn't do that, man.
We can actually turn the heat on. Yep. We don't have to work with gloves. Yep. We're actually making good progress.
Next year, man. I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah. So it that progress that we've made in the last 2 months has definitely helped us, and it's also opened up my eyes to where we can fill in gaps. So with our training and with our that's going to take a very long time. So I don't know what's going to help with that, but I've been trying to go more than 1 minute while having a serious conversation. I can't.
You picked the wrong person to do this with. I'm sorry, man. This is on you. So you should have known better.
I am going to. My resolution last year was to get a different co-host. So now you're really reinforcing that, because this is tough. I'm struggling right now keeping a topic going. So what would you like to talk about? I guess maybe I'm boring you too much with my topic.
No, not at all. It's actually exciting, like all the things that you've been working on for the past 2 or 3 months, like you said. There's a lot of stuff that.
Oh, you've shown up to them?
Well, no, I've heard they were good. No, for real, I've heard they were good.
Yeah. Oh, it's not that easy.
It's
right?
not easy, no. But it's also very low expectations.
So you're. I'd like to hear more about that. You're appreciative of what I've been doing?
Absolutely. So and I've told you that, so don't bullshit me. I can say it on camera. I'm not afraid. This is the first time that
it's on air, so I'd like to hear.
No, absolutely. No, you've done a lot of different things. Seriously, you've implemented a lot of different things. So it's actually really exciting to see where this is all going. It's actually kind of starting to take shape. You know what I mean?
I think that it's also helping in people participating a little bit more. Before the fact that there was lack of structure and organization, it was more of just me saying, hey guys, you need to show up and start working on your business and start working on your database and whatnot, and not really giving them a structure to it. Now there is a structure. Now I see that people show up to the office a little bit more. Now I see that they kind of, whenever it allows, they set their schedule up around what we have planned in the office, and they come prepared for those events and those meetings and whatnot. And there's more. I feel like there's more of a buy-in now than there was before, whereas I was asking things of them, or asking commitment of them in some ways without being able to reciprocate it in some aspects. Now I feel as though we're very much on the same page, and I think that we're all benefiting from that.
Absolutely.
That change in the last.
The really cool thing as well is that as new agents, I mean, because you're having all these vendors come in and talk to them, they're actually expanding their relationships as well, and their circle, and that's actually really helpful as well to them. I mean, they have somebody else to talk to if they have questions and stuff like that. So I think that's something that's going to help them out a lot.
Nice, awesome. So having said all of that, is there anything that you think you'd like to bring on to the podcast in terms of what we've been working on the last 2 months, the lenders and attorneys and inspectors that we've had in the office to kind of help with training the new agents and sharing some education and insight, merging that into what we're doing with the podcast in the hopes of it being a little bit more informational while being very casual. Is there anything that comes to mind in terms of what you'd like to?
So you're just gonna put me on the spot just like that? Like you're just gonna.
If you've been putting me on the spot for the last 20 minutes, I've had to carry this conversation.
That's 20 minutes?
So.
No, I definitely think we should start having a third person in here, just to like bounce ideas of each other and more of a
balance this out at least.
No, absolutely. Someone that can provide value, absolutely. Because I can't do that. Someone that we can just have just like you said, casual conversations and just talk about what's going on out there in the industry and stuff like that. It's really cool to hear from lenders, like whether it's new programs or changes that could affect us, whether it's interest rates or income or whatever it is, you know what I mean? So I think that's something that we can all really benefit from and have fun doing it.
Well, I think it could also be very beneficial just getting a different type of perspective, even outside of real estate. I mean, it
Sure.
could even be around what their perspective of a realtor is, or what their perspective of a real estate agency is, and maybe some misconceptions. We touched up on that earlier last year.
We should bring a first-time home buyer that hasn't purchased yet.
Yeah, that would be. So that's kind of what I was thinking about. Maybe from a client perspective, or a vendor that maybe isn't even a lender or an inspector. Maybe a vendor that is a contractor that works very closely with real estate agents or whatnot. Just something different that might be beneficial and that would break this up a little bit because clearly I think you've reached the end of your rope with these podcasts.
Thanks. No, definitely. We should definitely get somebody.
So we'll see. We'll make some calls and maybe we'll on the next episode we'll have somebody new
who's desperate enough to want to be here.
Yeah. So any final words?
No. I'm really excited. Hopefully by the next time we do this, I'm going to have more systems in place and be a little more organized. So don't hold me to that.
Well, the
okay?
next time we do this, it's going to be in about a week. So you're going to...
No. Then
we'll hold you to
two
that.
podcasts from now.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll see you in about a week. Hopefully we'll be putting one of these out every week or so. And like I said, we'll be bringing on new people and sharing different types of ideas, different perspective. And
I actually like that a lot.
And at that point, we can actually hear from our audience and see what they'd like to hear about. And maybe we'll talk about that.
I love it.
Yeah, the one or two people.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks so much, guys.
Bye, Mom.
Bye. Hey, guys. Thanks so much for joining us on episode 1 of season 2 of our podcast. If there's anyone that you'd like to hear from, then send us a message and let us know who that is. Or better yet, if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, then leave us your email, give us a call, or send us a DM. We'd love to hear from you.